1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has reiterated the government's resolve to maintain law and order situation, revive the economy and provide swift justice to the deserving segments of the society. The United Nations Secretary-General is arriving in Islamabad tomorrow to attend an international conference on Afghan refugees. The Turkish defense industry chief says his country is committed to work closely with Pakistan for mutually beneficial joint ventures. Pakistan summoned a senior Indian diplomat to the Foreign Office in Islamabad today and lodged a strong protest over the ceasefire violations along the line of control. New Delhi-based foreign envoys who visited the lockdown-occupied Kashmir have urged the Modi government to lift restrictions on communications. In the Kabaddi World Cup 2020, the first semi-final between India and Australia is in progress in Lahore. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reiterated the government's resolve to maintain law and order situation, revive the economy and provide swift justice to deserving segments of the society. Chairing a meeting of Safe City Authority in Lahore this afternoon, he said maintenance of law and order situation will help promote tourism in the country. The Prime Minister said development of the national economy is linked to the improvement in law and order situation and the rule of law. Imran Khan warned that the government will take swift actions against criminals and land grabbers in the country at Punjab Safe Cities Authority. The Punjab Chief Minister Sardar Usman Khan Buzdar and the Governor Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar were also present on the occasion. Prime Minister Imran Khan says Pakistan will be transformed into a great nation on the pattern of the state of Medina. He was addressing a ceremony of distribution of Sehat Insaf cards in Lahore today. The Prime Minister said the government is taking steps to move towards welfare model of the state and our priority is to uplift the weakest segments of the society. He said for the first time in history, duties on import of health-related equipment have been removed. Imran Khan said this step will bring revolutionary changes in the healthcare system of Pakistan. The Prime Minister congratulated the Punjab Health Minister Dr. Yasmin Rashid for distributing health insurance cards among 5 million families in the Punjab. Earlier, the Prime Minister distributed health Insaf cards among the deserving people. Prime Minister Imran Khan also visited state-of-the-art mobile laboratory of the Punjab Food Authority in Lahore. The mobile laboratory has the capability to test food adulteration in milk and water on spot. The Director General Punjab Food Authority briefed the Prime Minister about the functioning of the laboratory. The United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres is arriving in Islamabad tomorrow to attend an international conference on Afghan refugees. During his 4-day stay, the United Nations Secretary-General will call on the President and the Prime Minister. He will also hold a meeting with the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi. During these meetings, Pakistan's perspective on all aspects of Jammu and Kashmir dispute will be shared with the United Nations Secretary-General. The Secretary-General's other engagements include interaction with parliamentarians, media and the youth. He will deliver special talks on themes of sustainable development, climate change and peacekeeping. The United Nations Secretary-General will pay a visit to Lahore. He will also travel to Gurdwara Kartarpur Sahib. The Minister for Defence Production Zubaida Jalal has said potential for cooperation in defence production sector will further cement the existing ties between Pakistan and Turkey. Talking to the president of Turkish defence industry who called on her in Islamabad today, she said both the countries enjoy great trust and confidence in their bilateral relations. On his part, the Turkish President of Defense Industry said Turkey is committed to working closely with Pakistan for mutually beneficial joint ventures. A state-of-the-art 2,300 tons Yarmouk ship built in Romania has been inducted into the Pakistan Navy. Vice Chief of the Naval Staff Vice Admiral Mohammad Fayaz Gilani was the chief guest at the commissioning ceremony held in Romania. Pakistan Navy ship Yarmouk is equipped with modern equipment and technology, and it has the capability to carry out different sorts of maritime operations. The second ship of the same type will also be inducted into the Pakistan Navy by the middle of this year. This is Radio Pakistan. A senior diplomat from the Indian High Commission was summoned to the Foreign Office today in Islamabad to register Pakistan's strong protest on the ceasefire violations by the Indian occupation forces along the line of control in Nezapir and Rakhcheri sectors. According to Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Faruqi, due to indiscriminate and unprovoked firing by the Indian occupation forces, a 13-year-old innocent girl, Abida Jamal, resident of village Fatehpur, sustained serious injuries. The spokesperson said deliberate targeting of civilian populated areas is indeed deplorable and contrary to human dignity, international human rights and humanitarian laws. Aisha Faruqi said the ceasefire violations by India are a threat to regional peace and security and may lead to strategic miscalculation. In occupied Kashmir, foreign envoys who visited the territory have urged the Indian government to swiftly lift the restrictions on communications. European Union spokesperson for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Virginia Batu Andrickson, told media that restrictions remain notably on internet access and mobile services, and some political leaders are still in detention. She said it is important that the restrictions be lifted swiftly. The German ambassador to India, Walter J. Lindner, in an interview said most of the people raised the issue of full access to the internet. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops have intensified cordon and search operations to harass and intimidate the masses for showing resistance to its illegal hold on the territory. According to Kashmir Media Service, the troops in the cordon and search operations in Srinagar, Budgam, Islamabad, Anantnag, Pulwama and other areas have arrested several youths during the last few days. The residents informed the media that the forces personnel barged into houses, harassed the inmates and ransacked household goods. In Afghanistan, at least 8 people have been killed in an airstrike in Nangarhar province. A spokesman for the provincial governor, Ataullah Khogiani, told AFP that the incident took place when a vehicle carrying civilians was struck. The French President Emmanuel Macron, while stressing the need for negotiations with Russia, has urged the European countries to shun the policy of defiance. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference today, he said it is a completely inefficient system and the only option is to have a closer dialogue to resolve differences. In his remarks at the conference, the American Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Europe, Japan and other American allies are united on China, Iran and Russia despite tactical differences. The Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi, has dismissed American criticism of his country as lies. He said all these accusations against China are not based on facts. The American Secretary of Defense Mark Esper, speaking at the conference immediately after Pompeo accused Beijing of a nefarious strategy through telecommunications firm Huawei. And now, sports. In the World Cup of Kabaddi 2020, the first semi-final between India and Australia is in progress at the Punjab Stadium in Lahore. In the second semi-final, Pakistan will take on Iran at 1930 hours Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while cold in upper parts during the next 24 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.